Alright, in this video we're going to replace the circuit board in a Samsung dryer. This is an older one. It's like a 2007, and what you're going to notice is that parts become unavailable. So you may have to purchase an aftermarket control board. So the complaint is when the dryer gets down to about 10 minutes, instead of indicating that the clothes are dry, and it'll go into a cycle, anti-wrinkle cycle, where it just kind of flips the clothes around every once in a while to keep it from becoming wrinkled. It'll jump back up to like 20 minutes or some random number. So it'll go down 8 minutes, jump up to 20, it'll go down to 8 minutes, jump up to 10, and it'll just never finish drying the clothes and go into a Wrinkle Free Cycle. So it's probably the timer, who knows, who cares. So there are basically 3 electrical components in this machine. I'll say 3. You have the control board, which we will look at when we replace it. You have the controls, the board behind this LED screen, and the buttons and the dial and everything. Those are just controls. So there's some electrical there, but they're mostly switches, let's say, and they go to the control board, and the control board does what the switches direct it to do. And then there's a motor down below, dryer motor. This is electric heater. It blows the air out the vent out back. So those are kind of the 3 basic electrical components. You know, there's a switch in the door to indicate that the door is open and stuff like that, but it's still, that's part of the control here. I don't consider it separate. I don't consider the thermistor and other parts separate. They're all connected back to the control board. So let's get on to the control board. Alright, step 1, power off and unplug. So I'll reach back there and unplug it. Alright, without repositioning my camera and trying to get it all back there and show you everything, I'll show you the screws. I basically have one here and one here to remove the top. So let me take those screws out and I'll show them to you. So here are the screws. I'm going to use a Phillips head to take them all out, or you can use like a nut driver or a wrench to remove it. I don't know, 10 millimeter, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver because all the rest of the screws are Phillips. So to take the lid off, you just push it back a little bit and off it comes. So our control board is located back here on this, behind this panel. So we'll just remove the panel. There are 3 screws, 1 here and 2 on the edge. So let's take those out. No, I did not mean to drop it. Also, you want to keep your hardware straight. And there is our control board. So it's held in place by 1 screw, and then it just folds in the back here. I'll show you when I take it out. So let me remove this 1 screw right here. Okay, the last thing you want to do is drop your screw. So let me show you a little trick here. Believe me, you do not want to drop the screw. So I need 3 hands here, huh? So I'm going to loosen the screw, and sometimes your tips are magnetized, but a lot of times they are not. And you can just take your magnet. What I was going to show you was to hold your magnet on there as you're taking it out, but that was my tip, but unfortunately it really didn't work. Alright, now we do have a stay right here. I need to undo the wiring there. And Drop my screwdriver and then it just pops right out. And it gets caught. Have a stay right here. Sorry about that. Didn't see it. Heat shield off, get that out of the way. I'm not being professional, I'm being a little sloppy, sorry about that. Okay, now typically what a technician does is he'll just disconnect everything. Just take it off, position the new board, plug everything back in. However, let's say we're a homeowner, we don't have a whole lot of experience or knowledge about that. What you can do is you can take these pieces off one at a time and plug them into the new control board one at a time. However, you want to be careful sorry about that. You want to be careful right over here. This is pretty much the most critical part. This is about the only connection that you can get wrong. Everything else is kind of idiot proof. They're different sizes. They're different sizes. They're different colors. You can't put them in upside down because the guides in there. So you pretty much cannot screw up anything except this one connection right here, and I'll talk about that in detail. So to remove the control panel connections, you just push on the top here. There's a little tab on top. When you squeeze it, you'll see it lift up and then you can pull it out. So just get my hand in the way, of course. I'll pull them out and show you. So here you go, that's the lock. You just squeeze this and that opens it up a little bit, and then you slowly pull it out. Don't pull on the wires. I know it makes it a whole lot easier if you give the wires a little bit of tug, but really that is an extremely poor habit to get into. So just kind of squeeze it open a little bit, get a screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver if you have to, just kind of wiggle it out and it'll slide out, no problem. Alright, next we have our middle connector, and again these are such that, their size and shape and color are such that you can't put them in the wrong place. Same thing with this guy. Alright, we have our yellow wire. Now we're kind of at the main power, and that's really where you want to pay attention. So the blue wire is going to go out to the outside and the black wire is going to come to the inside. So blue out and black in. And now for your final plug. With this guy, this is where you can really mess up because it's symmetrical. The black wire goes on the inside and the brown wire goes on the outside. So you want to be very careful that you do this correctly when you reinstall it, because that plug can actually go on there backwards and then your dryer will not work. Now what you want to notice is it is keyed. That's closed right there and it's open right there in the slot. However, your terminals can connect into the plug, and if you put it in incorrectly, then dryer does not function. Alright, it's time for reassembly, and we will put it together exactly like we took it apart. And again, black on the inside, brown on the outside. Oh yeah, you can get your phone, take pictures before you take it apart. Even though all these connections like this are keyed, you can take a picture of everything, and that way you have a reference to put it back together. Alright, let's put our terminal on here. Black on the inside. Black on the inside, brown on the outside. Same thing with these, black on the inside, blue on the outside. Make sure you're in all the way, got a good positive connection, and then all your plugs are keyed. I mean, you just can't mess them up. Let me plug everything back in. I don't know if my arm's going to be in the way. Yeah, it looks like my hand is going to be in the way, so I'm just going to plug everything in. Like I said, they're keyed. You can't mess up. All right, you want to hear everything click in place? Let's see if I can capture that. Barely. I don't know if you heard it. All right, again, you know, the panel, it just slides on like that, and then screws down on this end, easy peasy. Let's put the panel in place. Of course, we have our wire stays on both ends. I'll put those in. And it's a blind fit, you know, it covers it, it protects it from dust and heat, and, you know, so that's fun. All right, we'll get the panel back on there. Don't lose the screw. You can put it on your magnet to start it. Of course, my hand is going to be in the way. Feed the wires back in the stays. Got one in the back, one in the front. And we'll just flip it back over. Put our restraining screws back on. Also wanted to show you the one detail in the back there. See how it flips on the top side here and the top side here, so it just holds itself in place, and screw it down with the 3 screws. Alright, our 3 screws are in. Our mounting bracket is on top here and on top here, so we're all set. We can put the top back on and test it. Alright, we'll plug it back in, give it some current, see what happens. So when I plugged it in, it made a noise. I don't know if it booted up or did anything. You can hunt down on the control board. Maybe you'll see a burnt resistor or something. You know, it's very difficult. They put this protective coating over top of it because it's exposed to heat and dust. So, I mean, you can try and hunt it down and see what's going on. I don't even know where the timer is on this thing. I don't know whether it's a logic circuit or whether it's a device. So, anyway, all right, power. We have everything going all the way around. We'll go to normal. I have some dryer balls in there. They're making some noise. And so it works initially. Yeah, we have a little bit of heat going on. So we'll just wait and dry some clothes and see if it functions correctly, and then we'll know it's really repaired. Thank you for watching.